Lough Gur in County Limerick has over 6,000 years of Irish history represented around its grounds. To give that some context, that's before the pyramids of Giza were built. Now though, it's not what's in the ground at Lough Gur that's important, but in the sky.
I visited Lough Gur to find out what exactly makes the area so special.
Yeah, so basically you've had digs going on here since 1860 when it was still antiquarians, but we have 49 sites within 2 kilometres of the lake that are of archaeological importance. Yeah, and of course our stone circle as well is one of the oldest and largest in Ireland, do you know what I mean? So it's 2,950 BC, so that's 500 years older than the pyramids in Giza, you know. So we have archaeology just bursting out of the ground.
Now though, instead of looking into the past at Lough Gur, they're looking to the skies. I spoke to project manager Paul Ryan to find out about the Dark Sky initiative.
Dark Sky status, it's an international organisation, the Dark Sky Association, and they look at various locations around the world, parks typically, sometimes reserves, to see how they can protect the night sky. And here in Lough Gur, it turns out that we have got the level of lighting in the skies, or the level of darkness, that meets with the Dark Sky criteria. Well, first of all, it is an accreditation just to recognise that we have that quality of sky. What we have to try and do as part of that accreditation is to demonstrate that we are taking steps to proactively educate the public on dark sky. We have to take steps here within the park to reduce lighting, to make sure that we're below a certain luminosity level and that we're using standard lighting. And we hope then that that becomes a best practice for other parks and areas around as well. So we work very closely with the Limerick County Council, both in the conservation side with regards to the wildlife, but also with regards to our lighting and things here on the park. And hopefully out of this, it could be a model site for other parks as well, and for the county council to look at and for the city council to look at. Lough Gur is almost in the Goldilocks region. We're just far enough away from the city that the light doesn't impact us, and yet we're close enough to a major city that people can come out and experience the night skies here as well. So from there, what started as archaeoastronomy, then the Shannonside Astronomy Group got involved also. So they've had a number of astronomy nights here at Lough Gur. And when we actually started to look at the dark sky certification, it suddenly turned into that it's probably a bigger ecological project than it is an astronomy or a archaeoastronomy project. You also have to meet then the lighting standards. So there's a light meter that's just been fitted here to the visitor centre, and that's going to continuously monitor the night skies from here to whenever we turn it off. But it will monitor the night skies for about 12 months. Another advantage of the work that we're doing with the light meter especially is that we can make the data that we have here available to research groups.
As well as representing the past at Lough Gur, the future is not being ignored. Efforts are being taken to include the community and future generations in the maintaining of the park.
Well, I've grown up in the area myself, and it was really just part of it was how could you give back to the community. And I got kids of my own and they come up, so you kind of see the development of community and, as I say, my own kids. So it's really about making sure there's something for them and in the future. So a lot of the work that's done here at Lough Gur is about preserving the site, about preserving the lake, the stone circles, and again making people aware, the public aware, that these great resources and unique resources are here as well.
I've been coming here since I'm a child, but as in, I think if you kind of take the time to actually appreciate the landscape and how to understand it, it's very rewarding.
Again, there's a public interest and an outreach to students and schools also. So we work with secondary schools and primary schools and bring them here on site and bring them to our other theatre, the Honeyfits as well, and doing kind of day-long sessions with them a couple of times a year. So, yeah, it isn't, the key thing, it isn't just a point in time. It's an exercise and it's a certification that has to be renewed annually. The certification process is going to take us about 12 months to get through. We have to collect data to demonstrate that we have the consistent dark skies that we have. We have to demonstrate that the city isn't encroaching upon our skies here. And the fact that we can see, if you look north from here, you can start to see the creep of the city lights and the glow on the horizon in the evening.
It is important, and I think around here we are fortunate that people are very aware of the importance of the site. And for, I suppose, our culture as a whole, it's important, you know. You can learn a certain amount from a book, but when you can go out and actually see it, that's so much, that's so much more richer, or it's much richer experience, and it's much more easy to explain to someone.
Looking forward for future generations, for my own kids and for others, if they want to preserve the dark sky, if they want to walk out and look up and see the Orion Nebula, you're going to have to keep working at it and keep educating people as well.
Although the skies might be dark, the future looks bright for Lough Gur. Stephen Hassett, UL News.